it seems dark, gritty. There's a lot of violence going on. But I want to start on a positive note.
Go.
And there's nothing that I love more than a communist regime being torn down to the ground.
Yes.
So I made a little compilation of them tearing down Hugo Chavez statues all across the country. Beautiful video. Your humble servant made
All
it.
right, let's see it.
Speaking of porn.
Yeah.
Speaking of porn.
Yeah, let's watch this.
All right, let's watch it. Those are 3 different places. I know, just tearing on them. Yeah. And they tore down to date 8 statues.
Nice.
Those are 3 out of 8.
Bad news, they replaced them all with statues of George Floyd.
Yeah, I couldn't fit all of them in one screen. But it might be not enough. This is how Chileans tore down communism. Let's go to the next video. It's one of my favorite videos. This is our own White House there. And this is how you get rid of communists. Roll the tape.
Oh, this is Chile?
Yeah.
Who's flying the plane?
That's a Hawker Hunter being flown by the Chilean National Air Force. And they had the communists sitting there and they just
bombed everybody?
That's the White House of Chile.
That is right there?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
just bombed it.
To say nothing of the Pinochet helicopter rides.
Nothing of value was lost that day. And the coward that was in charge, the communist coward, Salvador Allende, he blew his brains before he got captured.
Oh, what a sucker.
So, yeah, it's a sucker. So, let's get started. Jokes aside.
All right, Kelly, next one.
Beautiful video. So what is going on in Venezuela? On Sunday, electoral authorities claimed that Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela's deeply unpopular communist dictator, won the election. All right? According to the leftist regime, he secured another 60-year period.
60 years?
6 years.
6 years. I was like, holy
they changed it.
Rob, I'm like...
It'd be an awesome election.
Is it Putin?
You've got me for 60 years now.
It could be 60 years because they changed the constitution when they got into power and they made the time spent in power longer. So he be president until 2031. So how did we get there? First of all, this is Roger Waters, who's the biggest communist. Like, I stopped listening to everything Pink Floyd. You can hear him talking before the election. We can roll this. It's equally as painful. Maybe this is the most painful episode we've done ever. Let's check out what he has to say. A white guy for Harris, living in England, talking this type of crap to a country that's oppressed.
All right, let's go.
Good morning, Venezuela. Roger Waters calling you from somewhere else. Do you remember 6 years ago when you had an attack upon your great country by Guido? Was that his name? He was a puppet of the United States government, as I recall. In fact, they declared him the president from Washington, D.C. Okay, they failed. That was 6 years ago. Thank goodness. Okay, here we are 6 years later. There is another snake in the grass. She's called Machado, and she has another puppet.
He doesn't even know the
I've seen
names.
pictures of him. He's an old bloke called Gonzalez. Okay,
So
he's a sock
he was
puppet.
announcing and calling
But
everyone.
he is also
Okay, Kelly, wait,
representative.
why the hell is he sticking up for Maduro?
Roger Waters, in every South American election, when the left is in play, he will go speak. He will go to the country.
And who the hell is
why?
Because the left, they work
He's
together.
one of the guys from Pink Floyd.
He's
Oh,
one
yeah,
of the
he's
guys
yeah,
that he's the lead singer of Pink
He's
Floyd.
no respect.
But they do work together, and that's a very important element in this story. So how did we get here? Nicolas Maduro got into power 2013, right after Chavez died the same year of cancer.
yeah.
They claim it was American cancer lasers that got Chavez sick. Like, I'm not even joking. So they left him with the country. Till this date, there's been reported that 40,000 people have been killed by the regime since 2013. That's 40,000 people. More than 8 million people, they've been forced to leave their country and go somewhere else. Like, this right here is one of the biggest problems that America has. It's not a problem because Venezuelans, they're wonderful people. and they're being forced out of Venezuela.
And a lot of them were, the jails were opened up and they sent them all here.
They sent them
so
all here.
They fled, but a lot of them are here.
So it baffles me that we're not talking about this, something that we could have direct action and direct impact on Americans' life tomorrow.
Yep.
If Venezuela got fixed, that last year Venezuelans, they beat Mexicans in illegal immigration. So there's more Venezuelans coming in than Mexicans coming in. Like, this is an easy fix. It's right next to the border. You can improve everyone's life. And imagine having a country in such a disaster situation that 8 million people leave the country. It's absolutely crazy.
We've overthrown governments before, too, so you would think that we would do that.
But they say we're doing it right now.
But I do not understand how we have all this pain and suffering here in America, mostly due to this.
Yep.
Okay? And we're fighting a war in Israel that has no impact in our daily life, and we're fighting a war in Ukraine that has no daily impact in our life. And we're letting Mexico and the cartels and the left run wild there.
Yep.
That could be an easy fix, that could be fixed tomorrow, and Venezuela could be another easy fix. There's enough pressure in Venezuela for the American elections. Now, my theory right here is that if they fix the problem, the Democrats lose the election. You know why?
Why do you say that?
I say that because if the country's fixed, and I know a lot of Venezuelans, they're willing to go back. So
Oh, shit, that's a good point.
They're willing to go back to their own country. 8 million, I think it was 2 million last year. If you take away 2 million votes from here and you fix the border, and a lot of people pass through Venezuela to come here. They pass through Venezuela and Mexico to go here. You're going to get like a lot of people that are not going to be voting Democrat, and they're not going to be voting legal.
But would they vote Democrat even if they are here still? Like, they can't be that stupid to vote for somebody who's likely to do socialist policies if they're running away from a socialist.
Yeah, but that socialist is accepting you into this country by giving you free room and board and flying you to whatever city that you want to go.
But they have to see the path we're on, though. No?
Is it easier for them to flip and be like, yeah, you got me in, but I don't want anything that comes out of AOC's mouth or Kamala.
Right, like
actually,
the Cubans get it.
I didn't bring the actual flyers that they give them. Flyers, T-shirts, money. Like, they literally get them in, and the flyers to instruct them how to get in, they go like, vote for Biden, vote for Harris.
Yeah, we've looked at them because they were produced, I believe, at one point by the Red Cross. I didn't see the vote for Biden, vote for Harris, but at one point we were looking at doing a podcast from the border, and we used the border maps that they were giving out migrants coming into the country to locate the routes that they were coming in, so we could go and find a good
all
location
these NGOs that go down there, and they wait south of the border. It's in Mexico, but it's also down in the bulk of South America. They wait at places where they know migrant caravans are showing up, and they distribute maps. Like, here's the train line that runs across the border. Here's how to get on board the train. Here's the ideal place to jump off. Here's how. Like, if you know no words in English, they teach you asylum, because the second you say asylum, they can't deport you. They have to hold you to figure out what to do with you from that point.
So you're right, Vinny. It would be easy to flip, but they groom them before they come here. You have Fox News that is semi-conservative all over the place, but that channel only does English. They don't have a Spanish operation.
Wow.
CNN, the biggest liars, fake news incarnate. They have a Latin American operation that does news for all over the continent, and then they have local operations. They have CNN Chile, CNN Argentina, CNN Peru, CNN Bolivia, so they feed lies. So they're being groomed by American leftist media in their home countries. They're being helped to come here, and then after they come here, they keep on giving them stuff to keep them on the payroll.
Until very recently, Venezuelans and Cubans were the two most reliable Hispanic bases for the Republican Party, because both of them were fleeing communism, and you would often find them on the conservative side of things saying, obviously we don't want socialism. But like Humberto was saying, the cultivation efforts down in South America to get the migrant populations to support the groups that are giving them free stuff has swung the Hispanic vote towards the Democrats. And one more thing, just to throw this out there, research it on your own time. Look up who runs those NGOs.
Yeah.
Weird.
And I spend a lot of my week here translating Pat, so they can get some first-hand information. If you speak Spanish and you have Spanish-speaking friends, subscribe to Valutainment Español so you can get first-hand information. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the whole situation.
Okay.
All right. Everyone in Venezuela is black-pilled. They never thought, because they've been under communism or under this regime since it's been 25 years they've been under this. They had every single election stolen till this point. So when this election came around, everyone was already black-pilled. They thought they wouldn't make a difference. They had candidates before that failed. They had candidates that were control opposition, like this Guaido guy that he's an asshole. I met him. So this timeline, this lady, Maria Corina Machado, she announces her bid for president. Maduro blocked her from being able to run. She had a how do you call the shooter guy? A patsy?
Patsy.
Well, she had a patsy, another guy, older gentleman, that is running for president, but she's the actual president because they couldn't get her
On the ballot.
They couldn't get her on the ballot, and the whole Venezuelan people.
Funny
knew
how we're
about it.
willing to acknowledge that in other countries, but
Yeah.
won't say that could ever possibly happen.
Election
here.
fraud and election interference. We,
And the charts of the election and the vote counting with Maduro looks just like the midnight ballot drop for Biden.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, this was public, and everyone's eye. It was so disgusting the way they got her out of the race that everyone agreed that they should put someone in there so she can run anyways, and they campaign all over Venezuela. Funny enough, this is a communist regime, very dangerous country, first murder rate in the whole planet, and they were able to do campaigns without security. Something you can't say about America.
pretty- yeah.
It might be a little safer. So nobody expected anything, and here's the big difference and the big part of the story. How is this election different? First of all, this lady had a plan. Like for the first time in history, she had a plan. She had 3 independent bodies to do quick counts. Quick counts as when you go to the ballot place or when you
Count
go to the, you count them at when people are doing the line, just ask them who they're voting for. The second thing, they got all the ballots and they got copies of them.
Oh.
She put together a website that nobody knew about. She got all the ballots and they started, posting it to a website that they had. The third thing is the international support of this thing.
Whose phone is that?
Sorry.
I
Pat.
told them to put on vibrate.
They had international support. A lot of people from Chile, Venezuela, Mexico, Uruguay. They all went there. They weren't allowed in to observe the
Of
election.
course, oh, you mean like when for our election when they boarded up all the windows and
they
wouldn't let
weren't-
nobody see what the fuck they were doing?
They weren't let in, and they were deported once they knew they were observing
Oh
the
my
election.
God!
This has Javier Milei super angry about it. And the last thing is, Elon Musk. He's pretty much in every single.
Just put on vibrate. Dude.
He's pretty much in every single story. And he got in a fight. He got in a Twitter fight with Nicolas Maduro, and he called him a donkey.
Yeah.
And then right after that, he apologized to donkeys for comparing him.
Did you
Elon's
see that
undefeated.
Maduro has lost his verification checkmark on Twitter now?
I love it.
Like
Wow.
with questions about the legitimacy of his
candidacy.
continuing to be in office.
Yeah.
He's no longer a verified head of state on
Good.
X anymore.
Good.
Last thing that makes this different, because they still don't have the military or the police support, who were the biggest forces for the government to take power. They do have 2 new fronts. They have a front called malandros, that means bad people in Spanish, that are over the regime, and all these gangsters, drug dealers, they're going against the government right now.
Wow.
But the government also has their own bad people. That is people that they let deal drugs. They're called colectivos, and they're right now battling the streets. They're going toe to toe. So last news we had, she got offered, political asylum in Costa Rica by the president of Costa Rica, and she's such a badass. She said, "No, thank you.
She's staying?
I'm staying here with the people." And we still don't know because it's a development.
So two things. One thing, and I saw a video of citizens, protesters, outside of a barricaded place that had a bunch of soldiers or cops or government people, and they're taking off their uniforms, and the girl was crying, like tears, like I'm giving up, and meaning I'm coming with because they can't do it anymore. And my last question, Umberto, because we have to wrap up. What are the chances of this guy? Like, what happens to him? What happens to her? What ultimately is going to happen in this scenario? Is he going to win? Did she win? What's the point?
Like legally, because they have 2, the election are counted by 2 separate bodies. Legally, Maduro won because they're the ones who, Stalin said it, the one who counts the votes
Is the one who wins.
Is the one who wins. But they have another separate body that does all the tallying of the election. Those guys are saying that she won. the government official narrative are saying that he won. She has all the receipts for the first time in history. They have the receipts. They have every single ballot. It's all uploaded. You can check it out online. Now, if there's gonna be violence, and people forget that violence is the actual currency of the world since its beginning.
Yes.
The guy that has more guys with guns wins.
Yeah.
And this is gonna get violent. And unless there's no show of force that they're really mean business, that they want Maduro out, I don't think anything else is going to happen. Then again, this is developing. It's day 3 of protest, so we still don't know which way it's going to go. And I hope the best for the Venezuelan people. It's a beautiful country. That country used to be one of the richest in the southern hemisphere. They have gold, they have oil, they have everything. Beautiful people, beautiful.
And Alberto, going back to what Kamala Harris and all these Marxists want, that place, no guns, you can't talk shit, you can't do nothing. Look what they're doing to their opposition. That's exactly what they want, and that's exactly what people like Kamala Harris and that squad and all of them want to do here. If we gave up our guns tomorrow, you don't think they'd take them? Yeah. If we gave up our free speech, you don't think they'd say, hey, shut the hell up? Mm-hmm. Of course, and we have to be very careful, bro. That's a very slippery slope. Come November, if Americans see that shit happening here, that's saying, because by the way, Maduro used the government to do evil shit. Okay, to do illegal shit. In America, they use illegals to do the illegal shit, which is the vote for us. And I think I'm telling you right now, Americans are fed up. Americans, we are right at the tipping point. They tried to kill our chosen ex-president, Trump. They tried to kill him, and we didn't do shit. We didn't riot. We didn't kill anybody. We didn't kill cops. We didn't burn down our fucking cities. We stayed neutral. We were like, okay, let's figure it out, and we'll move forward. Come election, I'm telling you right now, that if they try to cheat and they get caught, it's not going to look good for them.
Vinny, and this is for all Americans. Here's the lesson here. It took only one generation to go from a capitalist, super powerful country that was on the rise to a communist regime. Like, it's one generation away, 25 years.
25 years.
25 years, that's all it takes. 25 years of bad government, and you could be Venezuela.
I have a Venezuelan friend, and we often make the joke that once upon a time, Venezuela's #1 export was oil, and now its #1 export is Venezuelans.
Oh, yeah, that's messed up.
It's terrible.
And I saw that list, the timeline, out of 10 of the things that happened there, 8 of them have already happened here. So, what's up, everybody? Vincent Oshana here. If you want to see me and the entire Valuetainment crew, we will be at the Volt Conference September 4th through the 7th at the Palm Beach Convention Center, hosted by none other than Patrick Bet-David and featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guys, this is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to level up, do not miss this opportunity. This is the best place to network. If you want tickets, go to thevaultconference.com. Do not waste time. This thing is going to sell out, and I will see you guys there. Peace and love. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.